Hello all. I decided to make a Confederate campaign in Grand Tactician. Has been quite a while since I played it, but I had an urge to play Civil War again, and I reinstalled it and I played it again, and I'm looking forward to do this campaign here. So I played by myself, and there I actually used Springfield rifles all the way through. The setting is very hard, and I've skipped a little bit ahead to get all the organization done. Have one professional officer leading volunteers here. Not exactly epic weapons, but a bullet is a bullet. Florida you generally ignore. I make West Virginia with West Virginia troops, making sure they're all from the same state. And if you don't know, you can have a once when there's peacetime. You start in peacetime. You can have the biggest infantry regiment is 750. The biggest regiment you can have when the war starts, well, the biggest regiment overall is 3,000. And there's 2,500 for cavalry and 240 men for artillery with 16 guns. But you don't have 16 guns in the beginning. You only got, because the doctrines have not been done. You have to remake the doctrine here for artillery reform here, for example. And it explains why. To get support infantry and then up to 16 guns with this artillery reform. I got the Springfield rifle, and now I'm trying to save up to the Confederates. I'm gonna try to skip the Legacy rifle, even though I really like the Mississippi due to its accuracy. But I want to be able to. Well, I can also get the cavalry reform possibly, so that they get bigger. The few cavalry regiments I have now in the beginning can actually grow in size and help out. But the most dominant in the beginning is, of course, the infantry. And you got options here to what do you want to have. Do you want to have like these rifled guns? They are more powerful than the cast artillery, but you get cast artillery quicker. Or Confederates. Depends. Like you don't get the unlimited. You can't order machine guns now. They are unfortunately only the 12 pounder Napoleon. It's cheaper to standardize than the cast artillery apparently, but poorer accuracy and lower rate of fire. So generally just go cast artillery. Cost doesn't really matter. Then you can later organize into corps. I never do that. I don't really like the corps system. So I will try to stick my men together, which make it more like I can may have a slower order time, well, than the Union with their corps system, but I can probably place myself in a better position to compensate. Here you have policies, and here's if where your spending want to be. I took the military first one. In the beginning of the game, you start like with 5 million. With this one, you get 12.5 million to the military spending. I did this for the volunteers. It will increase the amount of volunteers that will join in over time, as well as a large number of troops, so you can increase your brigades or units. Here I'm now going for the industry, so I can get better weapons production, and then subsidize industry and all those good stuff. King Cotton is more for agricultural support, and then primarily it is not. Let's just see. Where is it? Where is it? So policies and projects. Yeah. What the hell happened here? What the hell happened here? Well, economy. Well, select everything here. What the hell happened? Okay, assignable only. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, we have some. I want to have it in subsidy type role here. Primarily, of course, it's the military. And the more advanced weapons take a longer time to make. The most important here in the farming is the farm mechanization. It will free up more volunteers. And you want to go administration reform in the beginning to reduce the amount of time it takes to make your. Yeah, I like the legacy rifles. I like the Mississippi. However, it is because if I go Confederate rifles, I can get more weapons more quickly, and you want to have weapons that are 3 rounds per minute. And I already done all the boring, quote unquote, boring stuff with organizing the armies, trying to have the corps, core, 4 divisions in one. Then this is for extra because Tennessee is a lot bigger, so I'm giving them a bigger because I can expand them. And the closer you are to your home state, the quicker you actually get the reinforcements. So quite again, a professional officers leading volunteers of the same type. So that's the armies. Florida, I pretty much ignore. I would have liked to disband the army. What? Heresy. Yes, I know. West Virginia, just West Virginian troops. Arkansas with Arkansas. Missouri, you can pretty much see already. Kentucky, have to see there's a lot of troops there, but only for the foreign state support. The state support is if your troops is gonna rejoin after their time has, they have served a year, because right now I have a 1 year contract, so they might rejoin if they are there. And you have to order weapons, and the standardization will make it you get more weapons more quickly over time. So the strategy is to go and use the Mississippi River, hold Virginia territories right now from a Union aggression. Let's see, don't I have another army? Yes, I have the South Carolina army coming to West Virginia. We're gonna try to protect the flank. Lee is the most vulnerable right now. He will take the longest time to get his brigades up, but they do have good weapons, all of them. So I'm hoping that will maybe a mistake to make unfinished regiments with the Springfield rifles, but I just wanted to be done. And in the beginning, you want to sort of place yourself where you want to be. We have Arkansas here with a supply depot. We got Louisiana here. Like the readiness will go up. Readiness is what I need to be able to go into enemy territory. Low readiness will also make it so slower reinforcements, and yeah, they might not fight. So I think that's all I need to explain about the game. But this is probably the best strategy game there is for the as in the Civil War recruitment. Haha, they will fix that problem. I'm pretty sure of it. Again, people get sick, so that's why you get disabled. You will never get 100%. Disease was pretty common in those days. Animosity, right? That's our project being done. Nope, almost 5 days. Well, we got an A minus again. Get more men in, Robert E. Lee. There we got iron mines from denying the Union that resource anyway. And this is a pretty critical junction because it disconnects the railroads up to Pittsburgh. That is a very wealthy thing to have. Cumberland is more for communication between here, but the main roads are here with the coal and the iron available. There's lots of. Oh, right, Missouri State Guard, I forgot. These men are very vulnerable where they are. They must, at least to the depot, let's fall back here. They are not supplied, and it would be pretty bad to start the fight here. There's a lot of Union soldiers there, and we are nowhere near, and we don't have enough. So we are gonna fall back to Fort Smith here with Missouri. I've changed my mind because the Union will go to the offensive, and if you lose the bat, lose If you lose support. And we don't want that, of course. So let's go here, click upgrade. Oh, we did have Mississippi rifles. I'm not sure I want to give you Mississippi rifles. I'd rather give you Springfield muskets. You are militia after all, and you're not even well trained. So yes, I'm gonna stick. Yeah, so Springfield. I need to do this every time. So that's just something that could have been improved, but unfortunately the game is not no longer being updated. They wanted to make it better, but they had to redo the engine or something of that sort to. So that's what the developers are aiming for. South Carolina, you are not in a good spot, but 2 days and 2 days, so you get a little bit more men in you. Let's go upgrade here. You will take what is available. North Carolina, 726 Springfield rifle muskets done. We don't have the best weapons, but we can just click upgrade here. Whatever that's available will be given. You have some Springfield rifles here. They're sort of the best. Be the best. Muskets, Mississippi rifles, and then we got again Springfield muskets here. 16 days and 26 days. Tennessee, just get yourself some Springfield muskets. Texas, the same thing. Get yourself the best available muskets that is available to you. So you at least have the same kind of bayonet type that the Springfield rifle have. So just click there and you click upgrade, and they will upgrade automatically. This may not be good if you want to sort of customize your weapon. So there's like maybe two 500 and two 400 range soldiers, but this is good enough for when you only have muskets, because it's pretty much the same range all round. But you have to be wary of that the units will not, if there's not the if you don't have the weapon, the unit will not expand. So that is something to be aware of. Uh, so be careful. So you might have to remake the legacy rifles just to make sure that you have you get more numbers in. And the Mississippi is useful for defense. It has pretty long range and makes it easier to support your troops. But the Fayetteville, it can do that as well. I know there's no music or anything else, but we have to Georgia done. Did we get the policy done? Nope, almost in 8 hours. And we can go military too. The Union have a pretty formidable force here. You can see they have already 17,000 men here, or it says that this one is 13,000. So Lee, you're outnumbered, and but he will try to hold this. We can't ask that of him. So you get a newspaper every time, and only do one at a time here, because if you do more than that, this one will take a long time to do. So let us go for the Militia Act number 2, or we can hold them with the troops we have actually. So we're gonna go for military projects. This will allow us to get our actual what weapons we want quicker. At least having them done in the project section. And we have to order them, and then it will take time. We want weapons that have 3 rounds per minute. Administration reform, right? No, artillery reform. Both of them are useful, but we prioritize Springfield rifles, and we want to have them as quickly and as many as possible. And then, of course, over time, we're going to to spread the weapons around to everybody. But right now we can't do that. We're gonna take advantage of taking it before the union actually get active, because there's a preparation phase that is going on here with the readiness. You can see. So this is pretty critical here, close. And again, this railroad, it combines with these cities here. So we got a lot of things to do. Alabama is now ready. Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama is together. Louisiana is gonna actually help the Texas army that I have available and get these Indian fortresses under control. Texas armies should be moving up, yes. It will take time, but a smaller army may be better in that kind of terrain, and they can be a little bit more specialized for siege warfare. Now the Union Navy is going to harass us big time here, so we won't be able to protect Alexandria. The Union army is too strong. We could combine more troops, but better to not do that and just try to hold the ground. So we reform still. Yeah, we got these. Come on, yay! One extra rifle. No. Yes. I'm looking at this. Oh no, it just goes down because people. And this don't worry about this. The shortage is not something to worry about. This is just a massive shock that everybody has to readjust to, because they don't have. No, we're not one country anymore. So now we're separate, and we need the resources that the union has. I'm sort of waiting until I can start building depots. And the depots are necessary to give us weapons and ammunition and all that. The Union is blocking our trade, and Shenandoah, Virginian Army. Let's see, mixed muskets. Yeah, hip hip hooray. Upgrade here. Okay, we can't, so we don't have anything else available. But then this will be priority for the then that unit is the most important one to get an upgrade on. Wow, we don't only have one. And Jackson, well, you have to hold the enemy in place there. There, now we are able to construct ourselves a depot. We already got a depot up here. We can have a depot down here as well to just support and it was pretty cheap to make. So right now we are going to make some depots just to make sure that we are being supporting. We can support the armies that we will eventually have. They will be pretty big. Don't make too many depots though. This is something you can use the Florida army for, but I'm not gonna bother with that. Let's see if I can make. Okay, Louisiana is not ready, and neither is Texas. Probably no. Some armies are more prepared to go to war than others, but still, tempting to go artillery reform, but it will take time. I will like once I'm in battle, I will make so you can hear muskets and all that. Right now, there's might not be possible. North Carolina is ready to serve, but not nowhere near as ready as Virginia. This and here it is like this railroad network. Like if the Union gets to here, they can then swing around here and all these critical sectors around here. So important. And the Union can also land troops here. So this is a good spot because Virginia will unfortunately You won't be able to hold it. The AI won't let you fight that one. And this says we have the Missouri State Guard, right? Yeah, that's the Missouri State Guard. So we might lose in the beginning due to an auto calculation from the, yeah, some we can't control every in the very beginning. Anyway, so right now we just make the weapons 1100. I never pick the mixed or this rebore muskets. It's a poor man's. It gives 400 range, so you get a little bit better, but we're all halfway there to Confederate rifles. So we can get the poor man's Mississippi in the Richmond rifle. We can get some carbines, which are cavalry is very useful once you get the cavalry reform, but not until then. And you never want to have too much cavalry. It's just the infantry is much better. Cavalry is more for morale support. And artillery, of course, in the grand batteries, they can inflict casualties, random casualties all around upon the enemy, weakening up a position for you, but not going to be decisive. Uh, like if you were, oh, it's not possible here, but if I was the Union, you wouldn't get a really good carbine, but the medium carbine in the it doesn't look like scroll down here. The medium carbines is a pretty good option if you don't want to go for the. It's a pretty crappy carbines, but if the Union it is Confederates gets close, then this is the sort of what you want to go for. It's a pretty high rate of fire in those carbines. Why don't I go for that? I just find the Richmond carbine to be much more useful due to superior range. Of course, I will still prefer to have in infantry regiments with that 3 rounds per minute, but compared because the AI may not use the cavalry correctly, so you still have an advantage in terms of having your men. Come on, more regiments, please. We'll get this military, and then we'll go for more volunteers, and then we'll go. We'll try to get our Confederate rifles. Robert E. Lee, are you ready? How many more men? Time 11 days and 1 day until we get that regiment done. Mississippi Rifle, the Einfeld, 1,300. That Einfeld is what I have to do for now. But of course, we want to have American weapons, but we'll actually import Austrian weapons. Austrian rap gives us a good boost of weapons, and we are recruiting like crazy. We're already we're trying because every side is trying to get an advantage. There, see, I got a big boost there in numbers, and so that was one regiment that was got ready. And let us see. So I sort of yeah, you have a strategy here on what to do, guidelines a little bit. So and it can tell you sort of what kind of troops they feel we feel have a bigger numbers advantage right now compared to the Union, but the Union will recruit more troops, and the Union will be rather aggressive. Right now they're just biding their time. Hey, Louisiana is ready now. They will have their depot. Then they can start their offensive. This will be more pricey because we are not exactly where we want to be. We actually want to be by this, with the Texas Army. So they will have to march up. Army of Mississippi, you can be the defense here to protect this railroad. 12 months contract here for the Union. They had a 3 month contract, but because they were expecting a short war, uh, like one big battle and everything will be decided, sort of thing. Let us try to get closer here so we can fight by the bridges here, by the Harbor Ferris Bridge. We sort of want to deny this to the enemy. Maybe we can get this village as well, Hagerstown. Uh, So we get a Springfield rifle right there, and now it's only this one done. Maybe we can upgrade it. Nope, we cannot. We cannot, and we will not. I'll try to hold here. Now we didn't get Hagerstown. We're gonna try to hold with North Carolina, even though it's not gonna be the ideal in terms of weapons. Oh, Shenandoah just repositioned itself, and he seems. Well, the Union is arriving here, the air heavens, and Lee, being a coward, is retreating because he is not ready. So the first strike goes to the. Yeah, they will be able to capture this spot, which is not good. But then the Union will be overconfident and they will attack here now in Shenandoah. And this army will grow over time if they do not get contested. The readiness was rather low, and of course the enemy got the depot. Now that's not good at all. Don't like that. I was sort of hoping that I would be out of the area of influence here from the Union. So Lee, what are you doing? How is the Missouri State Guard going in? The Missouri State Guard, we don't really care about them. They have a long way to go, and they're at least fully supplied. Yeah, they're ready. And we are sort of waiting for Texas, but that's a long time to go. Louisiana might be able to start the siege of a fortress here in Texas. We could combine some troops here, but unfortunately, now holding Copperfield is going to be very critical here, because this is sort of like a foundry and getting to this, and Richmond is over here. If you manage to take the capital, that is like 25 points, and would sort of help you to get a surrender maybe. So muddy fields, well, too bad for you. Too bad. Let's see, 243. West Virginia. We're not exactly eager to serve, apparently. Let's see, almost. Like I'm waiting for 1,500 men and then I recruit again. Get more men to Carolina. I beg of you. There we go. Almost, or well, relatively close. Legacy rifles are like almost. You can wait, or you can make it so you can start making more Mississippis. Mississippis are like, I don't know why, but they get more standardization than the plain rifle. I wouldn't say the plain rifle is the ideal, but it's still a very accurate. Maybe it's because of those fur traders, and you don't want it to be. You actually want things that with a bayonet attached in your army. Oh, the Union took this, and so that's not exactly I need to counterattack here, if possible. I should maybe have kept the North Carolina army there, but what is done is done. We will have to stick by it. We will wait. We can hold out for now. It's not critical right now. Oh, here comes the Department of Pennsylvania. I wonder where they will go. If they will just join or will they raid. Robert E. Lee. There we go. Robert E. Lee is now has an increased readiness, so he's more eager to fight. We will take Robert E. Lee here. We will march him so that we don't use the railroad, because that will make us so that we get connected by the Union armies. Yeah, Confederate guns. Okay, the rifles are not done yet. Oh, that's too bad. And you have to make sure, because if you click more than one military project, you lose the money for the other one. Another thing to consider. B plus. Let's see, 613 Springfield rifles. And now it's muddy roads here. I will can make the sound better. Wait, that was the wrong one. Wrong option. Options here. Go down to sound. You can have it medium here and maybe a little bit of music. Wait, I forgot. That's not possible. It is possible, but maybe not YouTube friendly. Okay, so you better not. Yeah, two there. 2 days for that regiment also to be done, and then maybe we get a calculation that we can actually stand a chance. Legacy rifle is done, and I like the Mississippi. I'm sorry, Mississippi, but I'm trying to get more Fayettevilles into the army a little bit quicker. So that's why I will try to do it without you. The doctrine is 3 rounds per minute anyway. Like historically, they wanted to have it 3 rounds per minute. And they counted success differently than what we do today. Before it was like in a matter of kills, but here it was in the ground that you took, and having different armies with we don't have the offensive capability right now. We have to hold, and that's our only goal right now, is to lure the Union into the fight. We could maybe go to Fredericksburg because this is a. But you see, they have another army here. Okay, just one man in there, but once that is ready, they will just attack from this direction and this direction. Like, and they like McKellen gets a lot of. He's not famous, you know. Well, he's blamed for, he didn't finish the war and he didn't do anything, but he was a cautious general, and Washington was pretty fortified at the time. Well, he did not defend Washington, but McKellen was actually a political rival to Lincoln, so he got a lot of blame. But when he looked at McKellen looked at the Washington is under threat. What would I do if I was Lee? Oh, I would cut off Baltimore, because Baltimore is the supply without because Baltimore has this railroad here that gives supplies to Washington. If the rebels are over here, like Washington would still get supplied in. So he was over here, and but Lee was pretty focused on, you know, he had to make sure that he had initiative, and because otherwise the Union they knew that the Union numbers would build up, so he had to end the war quickly. But yeah, but that's a whole different story. Let's just stick to the game. Uh, but it's pretty interesting to learn the Civil War tactics and how it evolved, and use of railroads, which was the first time that was used. Wait, maybe. I'm thinking here if the Franco-Prussian Wars was before or administration reform. That's still there. Well, anyway, the yeah, Confederate rifles are almost there, and after that we can go with reforms to expand the cavalry and get bigger regiments. and it's muddy roads right now, so that's why we don't. But we will heal up and get a little bit larger regiments. Just have to check this from time to time to check. Uh, those militias we made in the beginning, those 750, would have been good to get those rifles. They would have an easier time getting those done. But we want firepower, and then we need numbers. They don't have that many guns. These Virginians. I mean the Union troops here. I don't really rely on artillery that much. Especially you can't do that in the beginning. It's all about holding your entrenches in the very beginning. And because when you lose a battle, you lose guns, you lose artillery pieces, and it goes of course to the enemy. So you don't only get rifles from building them, you also get rifles from winning battles over the enemy. That can hamper them. Yeah, yeah. Looks like they will go for the Shenandoah right now. And muskets are not bad. You can still use them, like if you go for skirmisher, and you can still get a good use out of them. That's just too bad that I got this one captured. So yeah, you'll have to try to fight this one, but then you will see the battlefield. Or the first battlefield. I'm just gonna check here first for the weapons, if I can get something to the Shenandoah. I could potentially give it to... no. I could give it to North Carolina. Maybe. No. North Carolina will have to be the shield, and Shenandoah will have to be the killers. Unless, of course, we decide to retreat. But right now it's like late, and that's why the armies are right now resting. They took back the iron mines because armies have zone of control. And so, whoops, that was not what I was supposed to do. Just hold there, Lee. Be patient. Get your numbers up, son. Confederate gunboats, reform, nothing. Ooh, trade deals, but again, we want the Austrian guns also to give us an equivalent. Because they're just as good as a Springfield rifle. More costly, but then we have another weapon source besides our own to just help supplement the, and then we will go more and more for our own domestically produced weapons. But right now, in the beginning, we want every weapon that we can get our hands on. There we go. Oh, North Carolina got... then Johnston will go in also. North Carolina we just have to hold. But again, that was good. Because North Carolina is the shield, Shenandoah is the killers. And there's a lot of Union soldiers here. Let's go to the battlefield. And we are defending our position here. And here is to press the HQ here. And I have the fog of war off. So that's why I have a little bit problem with my scrolling ability, but they have many regiments here, almost 3,000 men here. Well, a lot. Some of them are a little bit smaller in size, but a couple of big regiments. The big regiments are probably going to be musket armed troops, and we have this lovely field here by Shepard, and the enemy will have to try to cross this crossing here, but they are bottlenecked. North Carolina have good enough weapons to hold here. We got 4 divisions. That is good enough. And we also have the ability to go here into this house, or we tell them to go to the house. They will go to the house, and they will get a little bit of a bonus. But what we want to do is to hold this creek. There's an option here for pontoon bridges, but you need the ability to build them or construct them. You can also go for the army perk, but not realistically, that is not meant what you're really gonna do. You will build yourself a parapet, and you will stand firm in the face of the enemy. Well, what's this? Cancel construction. Wow, we actually have a pretty far. Let's go to HQ again. Yeah, we have a lot of ground. Ah, okay. Actually, we could meet the enemy here. We could actually meet the Union Army because we have this border represents where we can deploy. We can actually deploy right on them, which is not ideal. Lots of things in the open here, and would be very bloody for us. So the safer bet is to be here. Downside, we have to hope that enemy comes down this road. If but we can delay the enemy with North Carolina and then kill them off with the Shenandoah army. We want to be like this. Wait, I just going to cancel this one. They will go by this.
I hope we don't need to march all day. Make sure your weapon is clean.
Okay, we may not be able to make a bigger trench line than this.
Sergeant!
Right, we'll go here then. This is blocked by the terrain, so we will go like this and hold. We still have men. We could potentially reinforce this trench line. This will be the first battle. So you can see here different bonuses. They're supported. They have a good commander and behind cover, so they feel safe. This is just woods and a small road over here. We could have a trench line here behind us. The objective here is the most critical part, and we have houses here that we can also use. I want to stay as close as possible, and this is where the tricky part with muskets, especially when you're entrenched. It makes it hard for you to. You can't have troops directly behind. Well, you can, but then you have to lay down first to give the second row vision over battlefield. That is a very useful thing to know, so that but you sacrifice firepower when you lay down. So you wait until the enemy is closer and then give them a full volley, or send out skirmishers. But this is sort of they can hold here. Shenandoah is my better troops, and they are also capable of joining the North Carolinian army right there, and they have better weapons. So they are more lethal than the North Carolinian army. I have to go HQ again, unfortunately. There it is. Okay, maybe I have to. Okay, there it is. Johnston, get there with your forces. They do got some artillery.
Any
some
word from the
almighty
big boy?
Napoleons that will really make the enemy suffer. Unfortunately, yep, Springfield rifle muskets here, pretty solid, and a mixed musket troop. We don't know for sure that this will be the crossing that they make. They do have don't seem to have that many options in terms of crossing. It's either here or here. But where would we do it if we were the AI? They will likely go down. If they were smart, they would probably go round. Maybe they will even go here. But there's like 2 days of 3 days of fighting, and if they don't capture the objective, the morale will gradually get reduced. So we want to sort of take advantage of that. Um,
Sergeant?
Actually,
Anybody? Sergeant?
we will have. It's a good idea to have the mixed muskets up front to hold the enemy
Anytime
in
now, man.
place. Here we can utilize the forest with the other two North Carolinian
Anybody got any
musket
whiskey?
troops. We can
Sergeant?
have the Springfield
Where
rifles
from? Anybody got any
behind
whiskey?
these men so that they are protected by the musketmen. Will be It would be a shame to lose these soldiers from muskets are expendable, rifles are less so.
Anybody?
We wanted to sort of try to keep them from reforming their lines. We want to try to get the enemy. Uh, do we keep the Springfield rifles there in the trench just to really blast the enemy better, or do we keep them? We actually keep them here so we can get a little bit of blasting. I
Anybody
don't
got any?
mind the musketmen to take the casualties here. When one Springfield rifle musket can be in reserve, or actually we can have them right behind here. So there's going to be 2 battalions and then more musketmen ready to fill the ranks if needed. I have to make sure that I'm not too close though, because if I block my own men's line of fire, they won't fire, and then they would be not so useful. I need to lay down here in order for them to be able to shoot. But you can see it works. Uh, so that's a good option. And then have the Springfield Rifles Musketeer. Because
Anybody?
the thing, if you have reserves, if
Anybody
the
got
enemy
any
is too
water to
close
spare?
with infantry, you can't
Anytime
detach
now, man.
skirmishers. And that means that your bigger regiments will actually take more damage.
Bring me a
So
spyglass, Sergeant.
another good thing, that's why it's a good thing to have infantry behind, because then you can send out this infantry skirmishers, lay them down in front of this infantry regiment, pull them back if need be, and then replace them or fall back to another position. Let's see if I have other troops somewhere else, so I haven't forgotten something that can be killed off. We need to win within a certain percentage. You can see I got 13,000 men, so we have about equal numbers. They have like 1 regiment more overall. What did I click here? Okay. We have the option to make a stronger fortification. I say we do it, and we pray that the enemy attacks this position. Let's start the battle. It will take a little bit while for the Union to march all the
Bring
way.
me the spyglass, Sergeant. Anytime.
They have some cavalry. You can see the cavalry there giving a little bit morale boost as well. So
Anytime
the
now,
Union doesn't
man.
really have that
Anytime.
much in terms of cavalry, and it's understandable in the very beginning. I hope not that they will go for this crossing here and they just go around me. They will have this lethal wood fight. But there's a crossing that they have to go through here as well. Uh, and crossings are rather, and I can use the woods, or I could build breastworks here and use the woods. Uh, we are prepared for every eventuality. Let's go for breastworks and try to build up some reserve. Just in case, okay? Just in case. Just starting to get nervous, you know. There's a lot of men. And the officer, of course, decides, hey, you look like you're having an important job here. I will make sure that you do a proper digging. Skirmishers, they have the mirror carbine. They have 9 rounds per minute. So that's why you can go for those. If you
I'm
don't have the
starving.
Confederate
Anybody got any
rifles,
extra
you can
rations?
go for that carbine.
Anybody got any whiskey?
And this is a very good weapon, especially useful for if the enemy gets too close. It may not be a very good accuracy, but they can still shoot a lot. They have the same kind of rate of fire as a Springfield, Sharp's carbine. So, useful. Let's see, the enemy they're advancing up with some more infantry, they have smaller regiments. Then, yeah, there's the cavalry with 482 men here, some bigger brigades from Indiana, and the Department of Pennsylvania marching up, trying to take up position. Why aren't we building some breastworks here? They only threat this from artillery. Artillery won't kill that many, but it's still, why risk something? Why risk a weapon?
I'm starving.
Yep, they're building up here. We're not building the here because of the parapets. Will make it a little bit more tricky. But if we hold it like this, maybe we can lay these men. Say we lay these men down. No, we don't quite get the range. Oh, these are the Springfield muskets. Okay, that explains things. And you are the Springfield musket also, yeah. Okay. You have these men firing, and then these men firing. These men are just holding and giving the bucket shots. They actually get pretty good range for. They have 250 range. So yeah, 400 range there. Choose what would you rather have. They are arriving here. They're confident in the numbers. Aye. They have the numbers, but we have the power. They don't really have that much in terms of artillery, so we're gonna have a little bit of a leverage over them. Let's see, we are probably blocking our own sights, but this is a good spot for the Springfield rifle. We can shoot the enemy in the flank. But this is not a good spot for the artillery though, so gonna move them up. Again, the artillery is just too small battery to really have an impact. They are there just to give some morale. With some mixed muskets, they're also 250. Yes. Get there. Artillery is not critical. Maybe place them here. Again, it's difficult to spot where the artillery is actually, where you can use it. Here especially it's rather hard. But it's good that if I can get fired at, because I need to expand this artillery regiment.
Anybody got any water to spare? I'm starving. Anybody got any extra rations? Sergeant! Any word from the picket line? I hope we don't need to march all day again. The Yankees, but I know they're here. Watch those flanks! I'm starving. Anybody got any extra rations? Keep an eye out.
Now they're sending out skirmishers, peppering us a little bit. We will answer with our own. Come on, Grimes.
Nice revolver you got there. Better not try it.
Now they will retreat, and we will go back. They just made us symbolic, and no, they killed 2 men. Bastards!
I'm starving.
Did they shoot? No. Oh, they're just sending out new skirmishers. Okay. Well, we're not going to be stupid enough to actually. Okay, the bigger regiment is shooting at this musketry. They had this big hill, so maybe it wasn't the smartest to be here. But we can lay down. We can actually just accept the casualties, which is not smart. So okay, we'll run back. Run your lives, run for your lives. Abandon your posts. Flee for thy lives. Let's see here. Lay down, so the artillery can shoot a little bit. We will hold here. This good earth, you shall stand. Okay, here comes the enemy artillery and all of the other Union troops. When the enemy feels they are confident in their numbers, they will then start the attack.
Coffee and hardtack. I'm making my belly turn.
And right now we need to lay down our troops, because lay down will actually reduce the amount of reduces the risk for the infantry to take casualties from artillery. Hey, we killed 1 casualty. We killed 1 man. Yay!
Keep your head, and you'll get out alive.
It would have been very lovely to have this game in a multiplayer setting. That would have been so awesome. But that is not going to happen.
Right shoulder.
Which is unfortunate.
Arm. Right shoulder. Keep the cage, damn you. 1.
It's a very good Civil War game. Let us speed things up here. Okay, the enemy is coming up with their own artillery now. The terrain will make it hard for me to reach their cannons, but
keep it steady now.
If the enemy attacks me with their infantry, we're good. 1 casualty there, 0 there. Oh, we could maybe get from the flank, but that's a very big hill right there.
Keep it steady now.
Yeah, making some artillery preparation on our lines.
Keep it steady now.
Here comes the boys. Looking good, lads. Looking good.
Right shoulder. Keep the cage, damn you. 1.
Oh, damn it. We lost 6 of our men. They only killed 1. How are we? They're winning this attritional war. No. Let's get it up to 20 here. But you know, units have ammunition. So out of ammunition, they will fire much slower. They will still do damage, but it will not be as brutal. Here comes the boys! Oh well, that's just the skirmisher line. They're gonna wait until everybody's ready here. Well, we killed 3 soldiers. Hey, good, we killed somebody here. 5 men there killed on this artillery factory, that's good. Keep it up, boys! They're probably shooting our artillery, so it's sort of like a distraction. Have to wait for their crossing. They have the advantage in number of guns. We are not taking casualties yet. Well, not the relevant casualties anyway. Okay, here they arrive, go in with their first brigade now. We are ready here. But we need to stand up though, because unfortunately, with what we trade off is where's the Springfield rifle musket? Okay, there's the Springfield rifle musket. Right. This man. Oh, this man also. So we're killing a couple of men here from the side. They're storming the beach. Casualties.
What was that over yonder?
They're over yonder. Give them the volley, boys. Now these men will fire. Long range is not ideal but let's see if we can get the Merrill carbine up close. We don't want them this close though, that's too close, but not too close is the ideal. Give them a volley! The bullets do go into units behind. So if you have several units behind each other, stray bullets that miss the first unit can actually hit the other units behind. They're getting some flanking penalties here as well. That will reduce their morale as well. Now the artillery is firing right in here as well. And right into this fort. They already lost 300 men there. Worried about the sound, you know. Maybe like this. Okay, and, continue. of their infantry is rather low now. They have a couple of infantry brigades here guarding the artillery, but you can see they're sending their artillery closer a bit. Yay, victory! Well, not victory yet. They are stubborn. Union cavalry may have Maynards in the beginning. They do have a couple of them, but they're still human. They're not immune to bullets. So if they got close enough, they could have done a lot of damage. Because the Maynard has 12 rounds per minute, so a very high rate of fire. Here comes the bigger regiments. The units can rally when they rout. They won't rally instantly, it will take time for them to do so, but it is possible. And the infantry can also reman artillery guns to use the cannon, so don't despair. But yeah, this artillery is... Yeah, here we go, they're stubborn. 2nd Brigade. Oh, these men lost 17 men. It's due to their artillery. Cast them! We will win. Most casualties will be wounded, and some will be killed. Of course, you don't. The wounded one will get back to service when they are healed, but dead ones, of course not. If you lose, you will have desertions also. It all depends upon your state support. These are units of probably 6-pounders, because they're not... if they were Napoleons, I would gladly take them into my army, but I can't just add guns. I have to grow the artillery regiment first. And that's not bad, 63 casualties, or right now for almost 1,000. Kill as many as possible, so kill them all. Get yourself to an orderly line and advance! They seem to have muskets, because they're not firing back. Okay, they're laying down. This is the best thing they can do, because that will sort of absorb. They will have a little bit better protection by doing this and waste my ammo. Once my ammo is low, they can then storm across with less casualties taken. Even though they still have to contest with musketry. They will re-rally. There are a lot of men left. the first battle, so they are a little bit demoralized. That's good, because then I can save my musket ammunition. They have some cannons here, 6 casualties there, and so 5 men there. Steady boys, steady. Now they're sort of regrouping again. Time for us to lay down so we don't suffer too many casualties here. Lay down. And lay down. We have to wait. The artillery is now going a little bit closer. Unfortunately, not enough for me to be able to shoot them. But they have expanded their long range ammunition, so we go for medium range now apparently. I have to just be vigilant when because they might be just saving for the next day. Then they will get new ammunition resupplied to them, and I will also get resupplied and not cut off. So if you stretch yourself too far in logistics, not without a depot, without interior lines, the enemy can actually not get as many bullets in their the second day. Ooh, this is really good. Maybe we can shoot. Looks like we can shoot their artillery piece. That would be lovely. Can we shoot them down? Apparently not. Okay, send out some skirmishers then we can send skirmishers out and we can do it. There we go. Hold your fire there and just shoot. Yeah, we have to lay down these men. The enemy is not attacking in big numbers yet. Just want to break this artillery regiment here a little bit. Yeah, buildings can be destroyed, so if you have a regiment in a house, the house gets destroyed, you lose the regiment. Or lose a very large portion of them. The Union have been bloody this time. They will reman it, but having an infantry detachment go into an artillery will remove their option to get infantry skirmisher. That's a good hit. We have every time in the world because we are actually the defenders. I see their artillery detached. Okay, they have 3 artillery regiments. Bastards! Vienna Brigade, some Glaze Brigade. They're just saving their strength now, using their artillery to weaken me up. Okay, that's good for the enemies. That's within my range. I can maybe... Okay, good, I can hit artillery. That's excellent. I can't see a damn thing! So they will reduce their artillery batteries a little bit. Yeah, we're having a detachment here now to the artillery guns here. We will send out some skirmishers again. Just to block, so we have range over these cannons here to deny it to the enemy. We could probably... not sure. Oh, here they come. Rio. Let us go and... here, let's go here and then turn this infantry around and actually face the right direction. So you shoot them properly. I hope they don't have the same kind of weapon as I do. Alright. Looks like they... No, they don't... Well, they have to stay first before we know. The Merrill carbine can shoot a little bit anyway. Can these men add with numbers? No, they can't. Well, when the enemy gets to the edges here, they can. Yeah, just stand there. The 3rd Brigade is moving up now, eh? Having some Mississippi rifles right here could have allowed me to pick off this artillery brigade. But still doing a good job. Soon, if the next day will arrive here. Yeah, they're not shooting anything, so they only have muskets here. This is just the first battle. Like the enemy armies will grow longer the war. Okay, these men have muskets, they can shoot. They must have Mississippi's here, I think. can only take 4 guns, not the full. They require all their units here. Shooting at their officer, eh? Such cowardly action shall not be tolerated. Yeah, we're running out of ammunitions, but it's always almost a new day. We can just kill. We're doing as many casualties as possible. Day.
I'm starving. Anybody got any extra rations?
No, Johnson demoralized. Yeah. Stop the bullshit. He's not demoralized. He's the only thing that demoralizes him is that it's too. Let's see, we could start. That was a little bit too close. Can we get a good angle here? We can get a good angle here still. And we still hit them in the edges. We will build it to parapet over here to assist us with the to help build up the trench lines for the trenches. Yes, sir. We can still shoot the enemy. They moved the artillery to. Oh no, they're detachments, right? Yeah. We're still hurting them. And by the night, that's where we suffered. It's the surge and all that. Suffered quite a lot in the surge. Oh, they detached musketry here. Well, so you need to make a skirmisher and move into the move in here again. What do you mean we can't? You're saying we can't be in this position here, sir? Did we get pushed back, sir? Oh, we shall not waver. Wonder why they're refusing to get in here now. Fine, we'll just lay down then. Here they go with a bigger battalion. So we're still shooting them. Fine. As long as the Springfield muskets have their edge and the skirmishers are blocking that battalion, bigger battalion's line of sight, so that they can't get hit that much. Better hurry up. I? Uh-oh, this is bad. Yeah, you. Uh-oh. Bad situation. Might get routed. Okay, the enemy's too close now. That is gonna suffer a lot of casualties right there. You see this stable, it's taking time to get career. It's a career system, so we might use this regiment here. Fucking double time it. Hurry up! You see there's an almighty fire there. Now it's actually where I should have used one of my own tricks there. Set up this skirmisher. We can see there that blinking intake is wavering. Did that strange line get destroyed or something? We'll have Grimes lay down now. Coward! Must fill the ranks. Yeah, these trenches must have been destroyed. Oh well, right. The evil goat is commanding officer. We can't hold them. Big cluster of Union troops right here. Pretty impossible to miss the bullets. Cavalry will always try to take advantage if they see routing or wavering. A melee charge or something and the wavering unit will work already. Grimes will sort of heal up. He's far away from the battle, so here you see he's starting to recover morale. Can these men shoot at the enemy? Okay, we need to lay down here first. Yeah, that's actually works. Flank attack. Grimes, you coward! Why are you routing? 8%. Are you going to leave? See, I'm gathering up. Aim low. You're saying lay low because they usually not reinstalled bullets were the mini bullets. You know, they had regular muskets also, like, and the gravity made it so if you aimed at their legs, the bullet could, because of the unpredictable nature of the bullets, you know, before the mini, you would actually hit the main torso if you aimed at the legs. You would have hit the enemy. That was the big point. Even if it was what you aimed at. Now we will have a glorious minor victory here, but we suffered more casualties than what I would have liked. But most of it was not from the Springfield rifles. Well, actually, this unit suffered quite a lot of casualties. But the Union are starting to waver now. That's one big push here. There we go. They will rout, they will leave the guns behind. Fortunately not a major victory, but a good enough victory. Right, you are stable now, yeah, well done. Now we'll sort of prioritize them. There we captured 2,051 rifles and 539 enemy soldiers and 7 artillery pieces. And this is a good thing also that we fought this battle, because now it is also that these men are no longer first. They're now not going to rout as easily next time, because they have had their first battle now. They will be, and now it also, like, now we can actually counterattack northwestern Virginia if we really wanted to. They don't have that big advantage anymore. But again, I want Lee to be fully ready before the battle. And let us continue give these men the best weapons possible. Pursuing them and getting a lot of casualties there. Yeah, we can pursue the army here and get to Fredericksburg. but we got the iron mine right now. We need the Western Virginia also to go into the fight here against the Shenandoah army. Muskets, trading minerals. Let's see, Texas. There we go. They can build their depot now. Once the depot is ready, we can then make our, well, once we are actually 100% ready, we can then go towards the Indian fortresses. Not that they won't matter that much in a war, but it is still money. Ooh, 68 casualties there for pursuing the enemy. Oof. That was some fine vanguard action there. Are my policies done? No. 12 days. Pursuing and suffering more casualties than what it's bloody worth. Let's see. Here we go. Projects. Let's see. Yeah, we're starting to get the infrastructure reform. Army logistics will make the troops cheaper. Recruiting off is pretty good. Rifle artillery is also. But it's the Confederate guns we want. We want the Fayettevilles. Almost done with the Confederate rifles. We gotta keep an eye on that. That's just a very important technology. Okay, here is the South Carolina and Western Virginia. I don't think I gave these men the best weapons, right? So this will be mainly musketry and 4 cannons. This is not good here. McKellen, you clever. Right, let's play here. Hopefully. Hmm. Oof. Yeah, those battalions are probably not ready. And now, gentlemen, let's tomorrow be there at Waterloo. We are the defenders, though. Good to know, good to know. We are by the church, right? That's yes, we are there. Well, not quite, but there's this little crossing, and we have stone walls on this side. So that's good news for us because we really need it. And what does the enemy have? Lots of infantry. And again, we don't really have artillery here. But Beauregard do have at least some trenches that he can use in his army. Kind of troops to have Mississippi, 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 and Mississippi. Okay, they are rather good. Let us say we can have the artillery piece over here. This is a stone fence, right? Yeah, stone wall. Very good, very good. Right, so I'm fairly well equipped. Again, we're supposed to have these two. We have enough parapets, or these stone walls can probably hold 2 regiments. We don't want the artillery piece right in the middle because that's so risky. We don't want them to get shot at. We keep the artillery here. When I lay down, they will hopefully be able to get. But they're 6-pounder, so they're mainly there. Their only real use is to get a morale penalty on the enemy. So yeah, we will get a secondary row of trenches right behind the stone wall, and we can keep our troops there. We are blocked right now, but when we lay down, we will be able to shoot this with 2 regiments of infantry, which will be fairly good. I have to hope that the enemy goes through this crossing though, but they should. Let's start. We do have availability to have skirmishers also to harass, and we're supposed to have that. That was a pretty, you know, they did have skirmishers in front of the main line first of all. Right now they're not doing it immediately due to the officers being far away and Beauregard, and they are sort of getting themselves to a position where they can assist. The courier takes time. It's not like Total War where everything is instantly. A single wrong move can cost you. Send out the skirmishers. Send out the skirmishers. We can have them on the other side, just peppering the enemy with a volley or 2. Mississippi rifles, very good accuracy. Oh, right, it's the next day, so we will get even more. We will get even more trenches. Bad side is we'll also suffer desertions. Let's see, Western Virginia. We have 1 great regiment of 800 free men here. Their battalion must hold. They will hold. Advance. Continue. That's perfect for me because then it also means I can place the Western Virginia army right here. There's only 1 infantry battalion, so it's not a fantastic. Oh, not quite, eh? Not quite. Well, West Virginia. Right. So how can I make this crossing more opposing for the enemy? Like this?
Keep your head.
Yeah, that sounds formidable. And I have Stonewall. So yeah, do it like this. And I have a trench right there. So I can shoot the enemy trying to cross the flank. These men will have to be in the middle. So that's perfect for them. They can just hold here and then advance. Let's start. Take the infantry and move them up here. They can contribute more when the enemy actually gets closer. So we'll do it like this and just hold. And the bastards are attacking with their bigger regiments, eh? Yeah.
Keep an eye out, boys. Those Yankees could be anywhere.
We are not going to be offensive in the beginning. We need to meet them here in a crossing to stall them. We have the advantage that we can run. We can run up to the enemy and then just fall back before they can shoot us, unless they also have Mississippi rifles. But we're gonna try to win this one without Mississippi rifles. There's a slow, they have a slow rate of fire, but they're excellent. I do like it. So winning without a weapon, you actually, yeah. Yeah, they're also sending out skirmishers here. That will sort of reduce the amount of casualties they will take. Then they go into their own regiment. They will probably lay down before because they want to gather up their forces. But it can sometimes bait out the bigger regiment to try to hunt down the skirmishers, and then you can cause them a little bit of damage. keep an eye on it. They are moving backwards. So it's good we are controlling that little road. I hope the enemy is just gonna gather up now. Okay, enemy cavalry is present. They will wait until I'm 65 casualties, son? Yes, sir. Okay, time for you to run away. The Mississippi rifle was used in the Mexican War, and Jefferson Davis, he really liked the weapon. I will try to make it quiet, the Discord.
I hope we don't need to march all day again.
So after this battle, I will probably stop recording this first episode and see if I'm happy with it. Here we go. Oh, and troops get experience here by the circle, and then you have different stats. Best stats for me is generally sharpshooter. It's better accuracy. And at the third one, yay, good range. Yeah, yeah. Hunt them and deny them cover, sir. Hopefully those guys rout so that they lose their troops. But and not going around here and going around like that, hitting me in the flank. But I do have fences so that I can take in case. And I would be able to see them even if I didn't have fog of war because of the dust gathered. So that's how you can tell if you have fog of war on. Yeah, this big would I made a formidable obstacle to cross. It would be able to do it, but not when it's 4 regiments. It's getting a bit late for me, but he will do this battle also. And yep, there you go. Damn, dropping those cavalrymen like they're nothing. It's a small regiment, that's why those animations fall more quickly. They can't reach me, but they can. If they had Springfield rifles, they probably could. But I'm getting my. Yeah. I'm still hitting them. That's good. They can probably shoot me here. There's probably close enough. I will just lay down here for better protection. Now we get this unit to. I can actually retreat. Yeah. I need a skirmisher unit here to protect. If I fall back from this crossing, it will force them to attack here. We're gonna attack here. I'm able to massacre them more quickly, but ideally I don't want to take damage. It can be here, for example. I want to utilize my firepower. I can do that without standing up. Oh, might be crossing here. Yeah, looks like it. That's bad. Stabilizer now. You like to be a Union soldier going here. So shouldn't we go around? You know, there's nobody here. Must be a deception. There must be the best soldiers must be here. Somewhere behind this ridge. We can't see them, or we can't see them. They're over here. Shouldn't we send them somewhere over? No, there's no point. They're over there. But why would we attack with the enemies in we are suffering heavy casualty right across that one? Exactly! They would not expect us to do this attack again. Like make a calculus that I'm causing enough casualties for them to be demoralized, that they will retreat from the casualties. Every infantryman we kill is more like less ammunition that less bullets against speed that they will have. Much lower rate of fire now, so a good storming now would be good for them, because we don't nearly have enough firepower to stop it. critical that we kill as many as possible while the enemy seems to be a little bit using to move or glitch that, but I can't tell that. And generally it's not like that. They are shooting at me, I'm suffering a little bit. They're starting to run out of time now. This will be good for us because again our units will not be as fragile. But every casualties we take doesn't mean that since we're not building Mississippi, we can get more men into those regiments. They're moving in here and they actually suffer. What? Phew. Oh, that was a bit scary. So we do have an entrenchment that we can shoot from the enemy going to the banks without actually risking. And yeah, we should have done it by the end of this stone wall because that makes sense. Prevents the enemy from shooting back at us. We have this. That's bullshit. They're not running low on morale. The only morale. Okay, we suffered a lot of desertions. So it's a 3-1 advantage now to the enemy. We got ourselves new ammunition. So I guess we just fire and force the enemy to retreat. But yeah, it's not ideal. We should be firing. We have good. Keep firing. Now they're a little bit too close, and that's not due to their skill, it was due to the desertions or something that made them there we go, that should be enough to make them routes. Good victory. But again, the desertions was like almost. I need to make a bigger regiment now. But hey, we are building up the Western Virginia, South Carolina. So oh, they did have troops on this side. They could have just come here, and it would have still been fences here, but it would have been better than facing a stone wall. And if they attacked from here, I would have these fences. Well, son. Ah, Connie and Hugo, stop it. That's good. Some more weapons. Do we have Confederate rifles now? No. That's a bit disappointing, but oof. Maybe we got some other weapons available to us. We got a couple of Mississippis. Maybe, I don't know if it was from the uh, the battles, but we don't have that many legacy rifles now. But we have Confederate rifles at any moment. North Carolina is holding its ground. Shenandoah, you're also holding your ground. Yeah, North Carolina, you're getting there. Oof, 26% or 26 casualties there. We can stop when we actually have Confederate rifles. Yeah, we are suffering casualties here. What the hell, man? Hold your ground! Should have policies anyway, any moment. There, secrecies. Yeah, the military one is almost done, but we already got the more important. Now we will go for the cavalry first and then the artillery. And then we will go for volunteers as well, so we can start expanding the supporting elements of the army. Let's check the military and weapons there. We got 442. The orders placed, orders available. Yeah, we probably took a couple of 12 pounders from the Union. There we go, Confederate rifles. We want them in subsidy type, so we see all the guns in one side, and there we go with Confederate rifles right there, done. And now we have to order them, of course. Fayetteville's 500 range, and then 3 rounds per minute, same as a Springfield rifle, it's just a little bit more range in them. This is a poor man's Springfield rifle, or Mississippi. Same kind of rate of fire as Mississippi. Worse accuracy, worse range, worse bayonet, but it's still a weapon and it's still better than a musket. So we're gonna order this one as well. Oh right, I forgot, we have carbines also to order. Damn it. Mistake. Let's see what kind of weapons do we have and the orders placed. Yeah, we're starting to get in a little bit of weapons, not much. Then we can start shaping them to what we want and how we want them to so now we're just yeah, everybody is trying to expand their armies and getting ready for conflict as best as they can. I'm hoping that this will be enough to take this fortress, but I should be able to do it once the readiness is up. It's a rather small army, so the supply system is not that strained. There we go. Just informs that okay, the unions are attacking in. Well, they're not really attacking yet. 300 men there. The Richmond carbine. It is enough to make a cavalry. Because as a small cavalry brigade, because I have not been done the reform yet, but there's no point. This little marker is just where the supplies arrive from. do that, you can get the Richmond carbine. So thank you, sir. It's not an all-conquering weapon, but allows me to sort of take territory ahead of my main force when I'm advancing, and I can like contest with Springfield rifles because I need to get close to distance with the Sharps or Maynards. But once I'm inside that distance, then I will do well. Okay, he has a Springfield rifle musket there, right? Yes, sir. So I think I'll upgrade the South Carolina's militia first, or like that's sort of that group first. The cavalry of the Confederates will sort of grow eventually, like the first. It will take time for their firepower to be noticed, uh, but it's better than nothing. Potomac will get these carbines. Mississippi rifle there. Why we get we won't get the Einfeld here. We need to replace that one because we can't produce it. If we can't produce it, we are not gonna get more of it. We won't get more men in the regiments. Thus giving the enemy an advantage. We can use the railroad just to go straight here to Kentucky, and if we manage to evict the Union from Kentucky, the Kentucky state will succeed to us, and we will get 75% in support, which is much better than what it is currently. That will also unlock a whole new, like more manpower for us. How are we in terms of policies? 2 days more. Alright, let's see, weapons again. We have 1,300 there. We can give them the Fayettevilles here to free up some Mississippis. Of course, the why the hell isn't the Fayetteville your best weapons? Why are you? We're gonna be defensive anyway for that majority of 61. We will be defensive, and then we'll switch more to the offensive later. The only where I actually want to attack like is in the Texas region, where these Louisiana's corps can then. We look like we're ready to attack here, so let's do it. Uh, this Texas army is not. Yeah, military policy. Good. This will free up. Now let's go for the volunteers. And let's go for Bashita. We maybe not be. We are supplied, and if we can starve them, that would be great. We are 50% chance there. All right, and then yeah, okay. Every man we get within our ranks. Then we can use the reinforcements from Lee or when we get to the secondary recruiting phase, we can then reinforce Lee, so making him able to then push back to Alexandria. Texas Army 50-50. Okay, that's a 2-year contract, so okay, we will also go for that one. Good sir. Some more Richmonds. Alright, let's find ourselves some military that can use it. Hmm. Yeah, Tennessee doesn't have any cavalry yet. Neither do Texas. Georgia, no. Alabama, no. Mississippi, no. North Carolina, no. Arkansas, no. No. Springfield rifle musket. Everybody there got the Springfield rats. That's good. Okay, they probably attack with this army also, or go for defensive here to the Pennsylvania to do. Yeah, they will probably go here up the road again and attack again. Yep, time for a new battle. Final one before I'm going to. Yeah, with 6,000 men, that's a very small army, but I got the numerical here and I'm defending, so. Yeah, it's a very small army, rather easy to rout them. But we're gonna stick to objective, and that's not because we are scared of them. We want to just reduce casualties because right now we're building up. We need to be strong enough, right? Muskets. Oh crap! Oh crap! Is this the North Carolina army? Yeah, okay. North Carolina army is there, and Johnson is over there. with his best troops. Yeah, the enemy doesn't really have artillery, so we don't have to worry. Just gonna make sure that Johnston's army is rested. Yep, he is ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right, we are pretty close to this road. We could contest them here. There's a bottleneck here. Lots of forest on this side. The creek here. But the enemy has fences when they come to go to this. And they will just bypass me in order to get to the objective. So if we stay here though, we can hurt the enemy. The enemy will be by the creek. We want to be closer though. We want to sort of force them to get shot at from a distance. And this is to deny the enemy the cover of the creek. This will help us. And this one can just stay here to sort of guard. The North Carolinian regiments, we can still use them. We will use them, of course. We can have them either behind the troops or to the side, where we will have a bigger ranged. We can still utilize. Maybe the high ground gives better range, so we can then have a better morale. Let's see, that should be everybody except the commander, but he will move himself automatically, so we don't have to bother with him. And let us start. The enemy will probably retreat once they see our might. Gonna go lose order. We are gonna go for. We can build up breastworks just in case we get repelled. So we got something. Here we're gonna build breastworks also because we are exposed. Here we're gonna build some breastworks, but it's okay. It's not that bad. Right, there we can't go.
Make sure
Right.
your weapon is clean. Keep an eye out, boys.
Get more. Can't we build more than this? Sir, get to the house. Okay, they're gonna go for a flanking maneuver. They're being clever. Okay, they're not being that clever. No, sir, we can't attack through there. That would be too clever. Let us fall back. Are they retreating or what are they doing? Oh, that regiment took a long time. Must be in a passive. Generals have different traits and personalities. Some are offensive, some are defensive, some are very careful, and some are more reckless. Let's see. The enemy's probably retreating now, huh? Why are they standing there for? We have the objective. They have to attack me. We win if they don't. They're like, we're dancing all the way up here, and then we're gonna stay here. Why? Okay, that's attack columns. I understand you don't have the numbers. Gonna send out some skirmishers. Will be pretty too far away. But I'm not gonna send up skirmishers. Okay, I will probably send up one. Two skirmishers. I'm gonna try to cause some damage to the Union then to force them to move. Yeah, I should have probably sent up here and then tried to. We're not gonna run all the way there. That's just a waste and of energy. Instead, we're just gonna try to get up to this hill and then the other one to the forest and scatter out the skirmishers, because it doesn't matter if these men rout. It matters more if I get new ammunition also. So this is sort of to force an engagement,
Watch those flanks, sir!
and they will likely
Watch
do
those
better
flanks,
than if I was in a big regiment, because I won't suffer as many casualties here. Just try to. Pepper the enemy. The artillery is blocked by this house.
Keep an eye. Fill those buckets, Private. No slacking, soldier. Those Yankees horses while we're waiting.
Yeah,
Sergeant!
it's supposed to just be here, and then once in advance, we just move up a little bit here to the distance behind to maximize our damage. But the enemy seems to be very keen on just standing there right now. Don't know why.
Feed the horses while we're waiting.
My other campaign is doing good, so don't know why this, but yeah, we'll make sure the enemy pays. I have to wait though because it's almost midnight, otherwise my skirmishers will take a lot of damage. Actually, just because of that, we will just make sure that we have this done. We're gonna win by I can maybe the AI things like this. Okay, I only have 3 infantry regiments. The enemy has a lot more in defensive positions than what I can have, and I know that I can't win this one, so I will just wait them out. They probably wait to the nightfall and then maybe do a withdrawal because they can realize that they don't have enough numbers. But they will still have this, like it will still count as they have done their first battle, so they will not be as flinchy once it actually becomes melee. Yeah. AI is not suicidal. 12 men, 12 good men, the likes of men you will not. FSC again. "15 rifles? Why? What are we waiting for?" Let's see here. We got some. We can get infrastructure to get more supply, or we can get more for weapons production. Let's go weapons productions here. We are at war after all. Something else we can get. Plantation. Nope. We're gonna go for farm mechanization. If possible, subsidy type please. Makes it much easier. It'll take a while before we get farm mechanization, but it's well worth it. We will then. It is tempting also to go legacy rifle for the Mississippi. I like the Mississippi, okay? See. 700, 1.3 in the Richmond rifle. We could arm North Carolina with that, those, so we don't. Oh, Western Virginia is going somewhere. That's a little bit bigger force. This will leave an opening for Lee, though, to get back to Alexandria and retake this one. And it actually opens up Fredericksburg, but the bridges here are burned, and it will take time for supplies to go through those bridges from this one to Fredericksburg in that case. And if I go there, their enemy is building up more armies. So North Carolina. Let's see, nothing. Nothing, but almost. Yeah, the enemy will do a lot of attacks, but this also is a good thing for AI, because once they have their first commitment, they're not as flinchy as what they were before. Uh, and after volunteers, now we'll go for the farm. We do need more subsidies. See, weapons production. Yeah, you can see that the Springfield rifle is clearly superior. It's Let's go cavalry reform here. This will allow for bigger cavalry regiments and also makes the cavalry more worth it. It will take a little bit more time before we get, but now we have one of the reforms anyway. I will stop the video now because it's very late for me. But I do hope you enjoyed, even though it might have been scattered advice, but still useful, I hope. And hope you enjoyed. Bye.